Hello class, good evening. Naririnig ba ako ng malinaw sa end ninyo? May sounds pa? Yes po, ma'am. Okay, thank you, thank you. Sige. So, we're in a synchronous class session for our lecture na travel time and delay studies, and masusundan to ng another lecture, which is the parking studies. No, kasi maikli lang yung coverage natin no, nung lecture na to, kaya dalawa siya. Now, the lecture is about the terminologies na related to travel time delay and parking studies, as well as the methodologies done no, for this traffic engineering studies. Yan. So, for our announcements, bago tayo mag-start ng discussion, ng lecture, by next week, sa subject natin na transportation engineering, we will be in online synchronous class na lang. Online na lang. Pero, probably yung Friday yun na class. Yung sa Tuesday kasi, natamaan yung schedule natin ng Christmas party no ng sa civil ng buong ano pala College of Engineering. So hindi tayo makakapag discuss noon. Okay? So magbibigay na lang ako ng activity na pwede niyong gawin during our time. Okay? So yung Tuesday, ano na yun na wala talaga tayong class dahil Christmas party. Yan. Yung Friday naman, so online lecture na lang siya. No? Online synchronous class. Yan. Okay, so again, naka-record na yung meeting natin no, para um, ma-review ninyo no, yung lecture natin today, and para na rin sa mga classmates natin na wala pa sa meeting. So the copy of PowerPoint presentation for this lecture that will be discussed is already uploaded sa MS Teams file. So pwede nyo i-browse doon yung PowerPoint presentation natin. Okay, so start na ka ng lecture. So if ever na maka-experience tayo ng mga technical difficulties during the online class session natin, no? So just inform me. Pwede kayong mag-unmute o kaya naman mag-chat no, dito sa conversation box natin para alam ko. Yan. Sige. So let's find the travel time and delay studies. So travel time delay study determines the amount of time required to travel from one point to another on a given route. Yan. So, inaalam natin yung enough na or usually na travel time nang wala halimbawa wala pang mga na-experience na delays no sa flow ng traffic. So that alam natin or may estimate natin kung anong oras tayo possible na makakarating doon sa destination natin or sa mga pupuntahan. Yan. So, aside from we are computing this travel time, no, or inaalam natin yung travel time for that estimation, para din siya sa betterment ng mga transportation facilities. Kasi, di ba, one of the um, um, tawag dito, tools or characteristics ng efficient na transportation facility is yung mabilis ang pagbiyahe do, ng mga sasakyan or yung pag-transport ng people and goods. Okay? So, isa ito, yung travel time and delay studies na kailangan natin conduct for the traffic engineering. Yan. So in this study, information about the locations, durations, and causes of delays are collected. Yan. Okay, so aside from the usual time or enough time or actual time para makapunta doon sa given destinations, yan yung durations and locations, inaalam din natin what are the probable causes of the delays. Yan. Bakit? Halimbawa, tumatagal yung pagbiyahe, ay, yung pagbilis kasi ng pagbiyahe, maganda yun. It's a good thing. To, lalo na kung magbe-measure tayo ng mga um, about the transportation congestions. na mga problems. Pero kung babagal yung pagbiyahe, madadagdagan yung travel time, hindi siya maganda. So inaalam natin ano ba yung mga causes, and then yung mga causes na to ay iniiwasan natin na mangyari doon sa traffic flow. Yeah. So, data obtained from travel time and delay studies give a good indication of the level of service on the study section. Yan. So, isa din sa mga before no dun sa inyong highway na lecture, yung nagko-compute tayo ng mga level of services, kung ano quality ng level of service. So, these travel time and delay will be an important na parameter na kailangan natin i-identify so that we can justify yung binigay natin quality ng level of service of the road. Yan. Then, data collected is an aid to the traffic engineer in identifying problem locations, which may require special attention to improve the overall flow of traffic on the route. So, yun nga, no. Makakatulong yung travel time and delay para malaman nga kung ano yung mga existing problems when it comes to the travel time and yung speed ng mga sasakyan. Yan. So let's move on to the next slide. So the next slide shows the applications of travel time and the delay data. So first, determination of the efficiency of a route with respect to its ability to carry traffic. Yan. So connected kasi no sa transportation nga is yung malaman mo kung gaano kabilis nakakarating yung mga sasakyan or yung mga goods, yung mga tina-transport natin na goods so from one place to another kasi it's a part ng mga points no, na kailangan nating i-check yung productivity. So next, identification of locations with relatively high delays and the causes for those delays. Yan. Then performance of before and after studies to evaluate the effectiveness of traffic operation improvements. So, ano siya, for the comparison para malaman kung effective ba yung mga naibigay na bagong programs about the improvement ng transportation facilities. Yan, kung meron bang naging uh, paggalaw, pagbilis ng halimbawa pagbilis ng pagbiyahe ng mga sasakyan or lalong lumala. So kailangan kasi for every program ng transportations facilities natin, we make sure na good things yung nagiging result and hindi yung napapalala pa yung existing na mga problems. Yan. So before and after studies. Next, determination of relative efficiency of a route by developing sufficiency ratings or congestion indices. Yan. So computation ng mga congestion indices. Yan. Kasi isa sa mga parameter kaya natin nalalaman na merong existing problem for traffic congestion is yung tagal ng pagbiyahe, duration ng pagbiyahe, the travel time. So it's is a must no na ma-identify natin ito using the travel time and delay studies. Next, determination of travel times on specific links for use in trip assignment models. Yan. So, nabanggit yung trip assignment models na after natin mag-discuss ng traffic engineering studies, no, we will move forward sa travel demand forecasting, wherein one of the 4 steps ng travel demand forecasting is the trip assignment. So, just an overview of the trip assignment. Isa sa mga tasks dito is yung malaman natin kung ano ba yung pinakamagandang path na gagamitin natin for if meron tayong location na pinanggilingan and meron tayong gustong puntahan ng mga other destinations or points destination. Ayan, so isa sa mga kino-consider is yung bilis ng pagbiyahe. Aside from that, the distance, no? Kino-consider din kung malayo ba yung ruta na to or maikli. Yan. So, ginagamit no yung data for travel time and delay for trip assignment. Next, compilation of travel time data that may be used in trend studies to evaluate the changes in efficiency and level of service with time. Then last, performance of economic studies in the evaluation of traffic operational alternatives that reduce travel time. So in our introduction no, sa transportation engineering, so nabanggit natin na if the transportation facilities is good or it exists na maganda, no, yung economic state ng bansa ay mataas din. No, maganda rin ang magiging outcome. Pero kung halimbawa hindi masyadong improved yung mga transportation facilities, the economic state ng bansa ay mababa. Yan. So, ayan, ang data natin for travel time and delay, magagamit siya para ma-improve yung mga transportation facilities and mabababa yung travel time. And kapag napababa natin yung travel time, wala na mga delays na meron nga, of course, cost equivalent. Yan, kapag may delay sa mga products na tinatransport. Yan. And also, yung mga human na tinatransport, meron ding bawas yan sa mga sahod kapag ka na-relate sila dahil sa traffic congestion. Yan. So, yun, related ang data ng travel time and delay dun sa mga studies for the economics. So move forward to the next part of the lecture wherein we will be defining important terms under the travel time and delay studies. Yan, para pag halimbawa binanggit itong mga terms na to, alam natin agad kung ano yung tinutukoy. Yan. Kasi very technical na kapag we're at the specialization and transportation engineering. So, kailangan we speak the same language, kumbaga. Kapag binanggit itong mga terminologies, alam mo na agad kung ano ang tinutukoy. Yan. So, travel time. Yung unang term, travel time. So, travel time is the time taken by a vehicle to traverse a given section of a highway. Ayan. So, merong roadway and vehicle no, doon sa ating slide. O kapag sinabing travel time, ito yung total time na yung isang vehicle ay babiyahe nung given na length ng roadway. Yan. Yung total time ito. No? So, pag sinabi natin total time, kasama doon yung tumatakbo, yung sasakyan, and yung humihinto siya. Yan. So, that's the travel time. Again, travel time, total time to ng pagbiyahe ng sasakyan. So, from a location to another, no, one point to another point or destination. And it included doon sa travel time yung mga oras na gumagalaw, bumabiyahe yung sasakyan and yung huminto siya. Yan. So next term is the running time. So running time is the time a vehicle is actually in motion while traversing a given section of a highway. So ang kinabahan ng running time sa travel time is, ang running time ang kinoconsider lang is yung gumagalaw, yung sasakyan, while traveling yung roadways no, na ino-observe natin. Again, pag running time yun yung tumatakbo siya, hindi kasama yung huminto ang sasakyan, yung oras na huminto siya. So, halimbawa, ino-observe natin yung vehicle and then we want to gather the running time. Pagka nakita natin na nag-start na siya na huminto, so, yung stopwatch natin, of course, ay kailangan natin ihinto. Then, kapag mag-start naman na siya, we will start again yung stopwatch or i-continue yung time para makuha si running time. Next term, we have ayan. So, meron tayong simulation ng running time. Again ha, pagka running time and huminto yung sasakyan, so hindi natin isasama yung time na huminto siya. Then, i-continue lang natin yung timer kapag nag-start na siyang gumalaw. Yan. So, next terms, the delay. Yan. So, delay is the time lost by a vehicle due to causes beyond the control of the driver. So, delay due to pwede ang mga reasons nito is yung mechanical failure ng mga sasakyan, operations nung mga transportation facilities, pwede ng mga terminal, bus terminals, airports, ports and harbors, ayan. Then, puwede rin mga weather conditions. So, mga reasons na hindi ang driver ang may gawa, 'no, yun yung delay. So excluded dito yung halimbawa na nagkaroon siya ng delay sa pagbiyahe dahil late siya na gumising, late siya nag-prepare, kaya na siya naka-experience sa delay. So hindi siya kasama, 'no, 'yan. So ano, beyond the control of the driver, that's the delay. Now, we have different types of delay. Um the operational delay. So operational delay is that part of the delay caused by the impedance of other traffic. So when we say impedance, ito yung reasons kung bakit nag-slow down o humihinto or bumabagal, no, yung other traffic, okay, or other vehicle doon sa roadways. Yeah. So reasons for operational delay, ito, mechanical failure ng mga sasakyan and yung operations mismo ng mga facilities. Yan. So yung mga airports, madalas mga nababalita yung nagkakaroon ng mga delay sa pag lipad no ng mga sasakyan. So mga reasons nun pwedeng dahil sa weather conditions, o kaya naman may mga um, ano ba mga other reasons kung bakit nagkakaroon ng delay sa airports bukod sa weather conditions. Ayan. So, ano nga yun, yung pandemic, ayan, pwede rin yun. Considered din siya as reason kung bakit magkakaroon ng operation delay. Ayan. So, dito naman sa next na image, sa mga expressways, okay. So naka-RFID na kasi tayo, no, for the payment sa mga tolls. Yan, yung before nung wala pang RFID, so manual tayo na nagbabayad nung toll fee dun sa mga cashiers. And of course, pagka nandun tayo sa toll, kailangan natin mag-slow down and it takes baka 30 seconds, no, para makapagbayad tayo or more. Ayan, so kung halimbawa magkakaroon ng mga problems, technical problems doon sa computer nung cashier, so magkakaroon ng reason para for the delay, para maka-experience ng delay. Ayan. So sa RFIDs naman, ang mga problems natin sa RFIDs, yung kapagka hindi nai-scan, no? Okay, so kapag hindi na-scan, ano ba mga possible reasons nun? Masyadong mabilis yung pagtakbo doon sa may toll, so may speed limit lang tayo diyan na sinusunod, eh. O kaya baka walang laman, 'no, yung wallet ng RFID. Ayan. So, ayun, nagkakaroon siya ng mga reasons, no, para mapabagal yung pagbiyahe natin, 'no. Required ka diyan na huminto, 'no, and maghintay bago ka pakawalan and mag-move forward doon sa papuntang destination. Yan. So, operational delay. Next type of delay is the stop time delay. So, it is the part of the delay during which the vehicle is at rest. Yan, no? So, nakahinto lang ang mga sasakyan. Pwedeng reason ng stop time delay is yung um, congestion na mismo, 'no? Kapag sobrang daming sasakyan na o kaya if during peak hours, no? So puno na yung mga kalsada ng sasakyan. Ayan. Aside from that, pwede natin i-consider sa stop time delay yung kapagka yung traffic signal lights ay naka-red. So of course kapagka naka-red ang traffic signal lights, hindi puwedeng mag-move forward yung mga vehicles kasi 'pag nag-move forward sila meron yung fine, may violation siya na beating the red light yun, 'yan. So considered yun as a delay sa pagbiyahe natin. Yeah. Next, the fixed delay. So fixed delay is that part of the delay caused by control devices such as the traffic signals. Yan. So yung mga traffic signal lights natin, mapapansin nyo may mga timer yan sa tabi kung ilang minuto or ilang segundo yung kailangan nating ihinto or ilang oo, tama. Ihinto bago tayo mag-move forward, bago mag-green, no, yung traffic signal lights. Yan. So, ganun din kapag ka sa mga crossings ng railroad na connected or nag intersect sa mga roadways. So, syempre, we have to stop kapag dadaan na yung mga tren. Kasi, syempre, it will result to an accident if hindi tayo hihinto. Ayan. So, we have to wait na makadaan muna yung mga tren bago mag-move forward. Yan. So, fixed delay din yun. So, may oras ng pagdating no or pagdaan nung ine-expect natin na pagdaan ng mga tren sa mga crossings. Yeah. Next is ito. So, yung image naman na to is sa mga bus stops, no. So, sa ibang bansa, guys, very important sa kanila yung oras. So, kapag meron silang ini-establish na time kung ano yung oras ng dating, arrival, and departure ng mga buses. And meron din silang sinusunod na time limit for deloading and unloading, no, ng mga passengers. Unlike sa Pilipinas ang go signal ng mga drivers kung mag-move forward na or maghihintay pa is kapag puno na yung kanilang mga upuan, no? Puno na mismo yung sasakyan. Hindi siya mag-move forward kapag wala pang sumasakay. Wherein nagko-cause yun ng delays. Doon mismo sa mga nakasakay doon as passengers doon sa vehicle and doon sa other traffic, no, kasi nag-occupy ng space yung mga buses eh. Sa Pilipinas wala naman tayong masyadong makikitang facilities for bus unless nasa carousel, no, yung EDSA carousel, yun meron talagang facilities, pero yung sa other roadways walang nag-exist, no, magbababain sakay sila doon sa mga known na loading and unloading zones na side lang din ng roadway, no? And then kapag gano'n, um, nahihirapan yung mga sasakyan na mag-maneuver dahil iiwasan nila yung naka-stop na vehicle. Yan, nagko-cause siya ng delays. Yan. So, it's a fixed delay, no, considered sa ibang bansa sa atin. Dapat fixed din siya, no? That fixed din yun. Yun nga lang, hindi pa ganun ka-improve or maayos, no, yung mga transportation facilities natin, lalo na yung sa public. Pero unti-unti, no, ini-improve yan hanggang sa maging okay siya. Next term, okay. So, yung next, yun na pala ang mga terminologies na we have, no, for travel time and the delay. Yeah. So, punta na tayo sa next part, which is the methods for the travel time and delay studies. So, for methods of travel time and delay, meron tayong uh, two options. Yung una, requiring a test vehicle and not requiring a test vehicle. Under requiring a test vehicle, we have floating car technique, average speed technique, moving vehicle technique. And then for not requiring a test vehicle, so license plate observations, interviews, and use of ITS, advanced technologies naman. And so let's discuss each methods ng pagkuha ng data for travel time and delay. Yan. So, floating car technique tayo. So for floating car technique na under requiring a test vehicle. So, may test vehicle tayo na ipapatakbo sa roadway, and itong test vehicle na to will try to pass yung mga other vehicles na nandun sa road. So, kung susubukan niya na lagpasan, no, yung mga sasakyan na nandun sa road, yung vehicle natin, yung floating vehicle natin is mas mabilis yung takbo kaysa doon sa iba, no, kaysa doon sa other cars sa location na ino-observe natin. So that's the floating car technique. The next method is the average speed technique. So, ang average speed technique, ganun pa din. Merong test vehicle na ilalagay or patatakbuhin doon sa test section. Pero, unlike sa floating car technique, floating car, mas mabilis yung takbo ng floating vehicle doon kaysa dun sa mga other vehicles sa road. Dito naman, sa average speed technique, gagayahin niya no, nung driver yung usual speed na nakikita niya doon sa road or the average speed doon sa traffic stream. So, yun yung pinagkaiba nilang dalawa. And then, the moving vehicle technique. Kapag ka moving vehicle technique naman, round trip ito. No? So, magta-travel yung test vehicle from north to south or east to west. It's a round trip. Babalik siya. So, yun yung mga methods for getting the travel time and delay. So, ang mga nire-record natin dito is yung oras. Ilang oras bumiyahe from one point to another. Yan. Next, the methods na not requiring a test vehicle. Um, we have the license plate observations. Ayan. So, kada vehicle, merong license plate and iba-iba or unique yung license plate na meron tayo. No? Hindi yan magkakapareho or walang mag-exist na um, dito na license plate na parehong-pareho ang laman, no? Walang ganong copy. So, iba-iba talaga siya. Yan. So, ito may mga examples tayo ng license plate na naginamit sa Pilipinas. Yan. So, para lang familiar tayo, no? Yan. So, paano ba kinoconduct yung license plate observations? So, dito, magbibigay tayo ng starting point or mag-a-assign tayo ng starting point and end point ng test section. And doon sa starting point, we will be recording yung license plate ng mga sasakyan na nag-pass doon sa starting point. Then, doon naman sa end point, uh, yun. Aalamin natin no yung time na nag-pass yung vehicle doon sa starting point and then kapag dumaan naman na siya doon sa inassign natin na end point ng section, ganun din. Ire-record din natin yung time and yung license plate numbers. Ayan. So, sa pag-gather ng data for travel time and delay under license plate observations. So, kailangan dito magkaroon ka ng 50 na same or matching na license plates no, from start to end. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng sasakyan. Possible kasi sa roadway may intersection. So, pwedeng hindi lahat ng sasakyan ay makarating doon sa in-establish mo na end section. Yan. So, for the accuracy ng data, kailangan makakuha tayo ng 50 matching license plates no, na dumaan sa start and doon sa end section. Yan. So, ang i-gather is yung time ng nang dumaan siya doon sa starting point and doon sa end point. Yan. So, ito yung binanggit ko kanina. No? Kailangan yung sample size ay 50 match license plates. Yan. Next method is using the interview. Yan. So may mga questionnaires tayo na bubuuin para makonduct itong interview for travel time and delay studies. So possible questions included no for the interview is yung location kung saan nanggaling no and kung saan pupunta. Then usually ilang oras yung tinatagal ng pagbiyahe and yung mode of transportation. Yan, yun yung usual na question. So, na dapat na meron ka. Kasi travel time and delay studies ang kinoconduct. Next is the use of ITS, advanced technologies. So, ito yung mga subsurface road na instruments for gathering ng same doon sa nakalipas natin lecture about the spot speed studies and volume studies to, no? Yan, yung ITS advanced technologies. Yan, so wherein nare-record yung time kung kailan nag-pass yung vehicle on section and so on. O kaya yung vehicle speed mismo. Yan. So that's the ITS Advanced Technologies. And so we're done with the travel time and delay studies. Yan. So puproceed tayo doon sa next part ng lecture, which is the parking studies. Yeah. So in this lecture, walang calculation. It's more on terminologies, discussion lang. Okay? Okay? So continue natin yung lecture 4, traffic engineering studies. Ito na yung pang-apat and yung last na study, the parking studies. Let's define parking studies. Any vehicle traveling on a highway will at one time or another be parked for either a relatively short time or a much longer time depending on the reason of parking. Yan. So, tayo, no, kapag halimbawa, lumalabas tayo para bumiyahe, gamit yung mga sasakyan natin or yung mga motorcycles, bicycle, um, may point na kailangan nating iwan, no, yung mga sasakyan. O syempre, para magawa natin yung mga chores natin or activities. Okay? So, um, so dapat no, yung pag-iiwanan natin ng mga sasakyan natin is safe. Yan. So there's a reason for parking. So depende yung parking natin kung ilang oras, so pwedeng sobrang saglit lang or pwedeng matagal no yung pag-park. So under the parking studies, no, ang kino-cover nito is yung pag-alam no, ng mga existing na parking facilities and then the demand ng parking, no, ilang vehicle ba yung in-expect natin na mag-park, na pupunta dito sa location to park, and the improvement no, ng mga parking facilities or yung pagdadagdag ng mga parking facilities. Yan. So very important ang parking studies no. Pero for the past years no ang parking studies ay nane-neglect na for the design ng mga facilities. Yan. So lalo na sa Pilipinas, no? So marami tayong problem both the transportation facilities Ayan. So yung nga kasi yung mga spaces natin na sana for parking facilities ay ina-allot natin no, for the roadway no, kung saan dadaan yung mga sasakyan and yung pagko-construct ng mga establishments. Ayan, kung mapapansin nyo yung mga shops no dito sa Manila, kakaunti lang no yung parking facilities na ino-offer nila. So kung halimbawa pupuntahan sila, dadayuhin no ng mga taga-ibang lugar para baka bumili ng mga items nila. So nahihirapan silang humanap ng parking facilities kasi walang available na space doon sa store. And it's a problem. No? Kasi ang dami ng vehicle na bumabiyahe. Hindi naman pwedeng kapag bumili tayo ah, na halimbawa ng tinapay, hindi tayo bababa sa sasakyan. Kailangan bumaba tayo. Kailangan may parking space na available. Oh, unless may drive-thru, no, yung bakery. Pero wala namang drive-thru yung bakery. Kailangan talaga mag-park tayo. Yan. So the need for parking spaces is usually very great in areas where land uses include business, residential, or commercial activities. So in areas of high density where space is very expensive, the space provided for automobiles has to be divided between that allocated for their movement and that allocated for parking them. Ayan, so ito yung nabanggit ko kanina, no? So doon sa mga areas sa city na um, madaming business shops, residential houses, or mga commercial na mga buildings. So ito yung mga lugar na madalas na pinupuntahan ng tao and nagre-require to ng parking spaces. Kasi nga lagi pinupuntahan ng mga tao. Yan. Next, parking studies are used to determine the demand and supply for parking facilities in an area, the projection of demand, and the views of various interest groups on how best to solve the problem. So we have an existing problem na about the parking facilities. No? So kitang-kita naman yan, lalo na sa Manila. So may mga streets na tayo na nagiging parking area pero hindi naman talaga sila supposed for that purpose, no, yung mga street. Ayan. So, isa ito sa mga problems na we need to give solutions or resolutions. Yung makahanap ng mga parking areas or facilities for the growing demand. Okay? So, we have two types of parking facilities. The on-street parking and off-street parking. Yan. So, itong on-street parking, very familiar sa atin kasi sa tapat lang ng school natin, no, may parking facility sa sa tapat. Yan. On-street parking. So, tinatawag din siyang curb facilities. And it refers to the practice of parking on the side of a public road or street. Yan. So, may mga advantages yung on-street parking facility. So, isa sa advantages niya is yung um, malapit, pwede kang mag-park no, dun mismo sa tapat ng pupuntahan mo no, na area. Bawa yung sa atin sa school, no, pupunta kang school, so ipapark mo lang doon sa tapat, okay na. No? Yun yung advantage. Sobrang lapit niya doon sa location. Ang disadvantage naman yan ng on-street parking facility is dun sa safety ng vehicle na ipapark. So, minsan no may mga vehicle dahil nga sobrang siksikan, nagagasgasan yan o kaya natutumba o kaya may mga problems na, may nawawalang piyesa nung so sobrang lala na yun. So isa yan sa mga disadvantages. So hindi kasi ganoon na nababantayan mo yung mga nakapark na vehicle sa street parking. Yan. Then, isa pang advantage ko pala nito is wala siyang bayad kasi doon ka lang mismo sa public road or street magpa-park. Yan. Pero, sa Antero, sa Manila, meron tayong binabayaran ng mga fees para yun doon sa effort ng mga nagbabantay. No? Pero yung facility mismo, wala siyang bayad. Okay? Now, the off-street parking facilities. So, it refers to parking facilities that are located away from public roads or streets. Meron na talaga tayong allotted na facility for parking. So, meron tayong example dyan, yung parking garage dito sa baba and the multi-level parking facilities. Yeah. So, itong parking garage, makikita natin ito madalas sa ibang bansa, no? Kasi talagang nag-allot sila ng spaces for parking area. Yes. So, dito sa Pilipinas, makikita mo to siguro sa mga probinsya. Pero sa Manila, wala. Yan. Ang ginagamit natin, no, dahil sa very limited space ay ito, yung multi-level parking facilities. Yan. Multi-level. So, off-street parking facilities often have controlled access points such as entrance and exit gates, ticketing systems, or automated barriers. Yeah. So, unlike sa on-street parking, sa off-street parking, may controlled access points. So, may entry point, tsaka exit point, kung saan yun, magbabayad tayo no, para doon sa pag-rent ng space doon sa facility. Yan. So, ito, ang off-street parking, meron siyang bayad unlike sa on-street parking. Na yung facility mismo ay nirerentahan natin. Yan. But the off-street parking has larger capacity when compared sa on-street parking. Kasi on-street parking, available lang sa atin na space is yung kalsada. Kapagka off-street naman, ayan, computed 'yan 'no, kung naka-base siya sa demand, ng mga vehicles yung, mga parking spaces na available. So, madami siyang puwedeng ma-cater. Okay, so we'll proceed. Next is the parking terms. So, definition of terms na. Yeah. So, the first term is space R. So, space R is the unit of parking that defines the use of single parking space for a period of 1 hour. Yan. So, ina-identify lang naman dito kung ilang beses nagamit yung parking space for an hour. Yun yung space R. Next, the parking volume. So, parking volume is the total number of vehicles that park in a study area during a specific length of time, usually a day. Yeah, so ito na yung parang halimbawa sa isang buong araw doon sa study section or area ng parking space. So inaalam yung kung ilan lahat yung sasakyan na nagpark. Yeah, so that is the parking volume. Next, parking accumulation. Parking accumulation is the number of parked vehicles in a study area at any specified time. So, parang same sila ng parking volume, no? Number of parked vehicles. So, ano bang pinagkaiba nila? Again, yung parking volume, total to sa isang buong araw. Yung parking accumulation, by interval siya kinukuha. Pwedeng by 1 hour interval, no? Inaalam kung ilang per hour ilan yung vehicle na nagpa-park. And pinaplat natin kasi yung data na yun in a chart na ang y-axis ay yung number of parked vehicles and then yung horizontal axis is the time ng pag-park. And so, ang tawag natin dun sa curve na yon or chart is the parking accumulation chart. Next is the parking load. Parking load is the area under the accumulation curve between two specific times, and it is the number usually given as the number of the space hours used during the specified period of times. Ayan. So, related yung parking load doon sa accumulation curve or the parking accumulation. So, magpakita tayo ng example ng parking accumulation data. Yan. Ito, yung nasa chart na so,
So, sino si Alex?
hello, hello. Hello guys, naririnig ba ako? Na-disconnect ata.
Yes po.
Ayan, okay na. Sige, so balik tayo. Um, Teka, wait lang ka. Connect ko na. Naka, naka-share pa rin ba yung screen? Kita pa rin? Yan, check lang
Yes
natin.
po. Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So, going back, ito yung parking accumulation curve. No? So, yung y-axis, yun yung number of vehicles na nag-park. Then, yung x-axis naman, horizontal axis, yun yung time kung anong oras open or available yung parking facilities. So, ito naman yung curve nung parking accumulation data natin. So, yung tinatawag na parking load is yung area under the curve between two specified times. Pwedeng from 8 to, ano ba ang 21? 9, no? 9 p.m. So, 8 to 9 p.m. So, kukunin mo lang yung area under the curve. That is the parking load. So, balik tayo doon sa ating terminologies. Parking load. Na yan. Parking duration na. So for parking duration, it is the length of time a vehicle is parked at a parking bay. So when the parking duration is given as an average, it gives an indication of how frequently a parking space becomes available. Yan, parking duration, so very direct lang. Ito yung oras, no? Kung ilang oras or gaano kahaba yung oras ng pag-park ng isang vehicle doon sa space na provided. Yan. Next term, the parking turnover. So parking turnover is the rate of use of a parking space, and it is obtained by dividing the parking volume for a specified period by the number of parking spaces. Yan. So parking turnover, rate of use ng parking space na makukuha using the parking volume divided by the parking spaces. Parking turnover. Now we will proceed to the methodology of parking studies. Yan, meron tayong 4 methods no, of parking studies. Yan. Una, inventory of existing parking facilities. Next is the collection of data on parking accumulation, turnover, and duration. Identification of parking generators, and collection of information on parking demand. Yan. So, related dito sa apat, yung inventory of existing parking facilities and yung identification of parking generators. So, yung identification of parking generators kasi no, sa isang city na kailangan natin observe for the supply and demand ng parking spaces. So, inaalam natin ano ba yung mga establishments na nagpo-produce ng trip or nagge-generate ng trip. So kapag nag-generate kasi sila ng trip, nag-generate din yun ng parking. No, may need for parking doon sa mga vehicle na pumunta doon sa location. Kaya so ano din, may mga establishments na meron ng sariling parking facilities and then meron naman din wala. So kailangan alamin natin kung ilan ba yung parking facilities na available for this area and kaya pa ba niyang supplyan yung mataas na demand ng mga parking facilities. Ayan. So, for the inventory of existing parking facilities, ang concern natin dito ng mga information are the following. Yan, yung mga naka-bullets. So, type and number of parking spaces. So, sa type, yung kung on-street, off-street parking. Yan, and kung ilang vehicle yung kayang i-occupy yung space. Then, times of operation and limit on duration of parking. Times of operation, halimbawa niyan is anong oras magiging open yung facility, anong oras mag-close, and pwede ba siya na mag 24 hours parking or hindi pwede. So may mga ganun kasing parking spaces na limited lang yung time. Yan, and bawal yung mag-overnight stay ng parking. Ganon. Next, the type of ownership. So, type of ownership, kung public-owned ba or private-owned yung facility. Parking fees and method of collection. So, how much yung parking fee sa ganitong type ng facility. Then paano kino-collect, is it manually collected ba or merong mga cashiers or booths, no, na pagbabayaran ng parking fee. Yan, lalo na kung naka-off-street parking. So may payment talaga yung mga space o yung rent natin for this space. Yan. So for parking fees, para lang meron kayong idea, may parking fee na flat rate. So, pag sinabing flat rate, fix yung rate nun kahit na ilang oras kang mag-stay doon sa facility, doon sa parking space. O kahit matagal ka. So usually sa mga malls, no, naka-flat rate yun. Ayan. So, ang presyo ng kapag halimbawa nakamotor, 35, 35, no? At 35 pesos ang parking fee. Kapag naman mga sasakyan, four-wheel vehicle, mas mahal kasi mas malaki yung space na kakainin ng vehicle per parking. So, nasa 50 ata. So, may mga facility na same lang kapag ka motor tsaka four wheels. Ayan. So, nag-iiba-iba siya. Depende doon sa demand kasi. Ayan. So, yung other type naman nung parking fee, di ba, flat rate, isa yung nagva-vary yung fee, nakadepende doon sa oras ng pag-park mo. So, mababasa niyo yun doon sa mga postings ng parking facility eh. Ang content nun, ano, yung first 3 hours, ang payment, ganito lang. Pwede. Example, 20 pesos, first 3 hours. Pero kapag ka nag-exceed ka na sa 3 hours, merong pang additional na cost per hour. So, nagbabari siya kung gaano kakatagal. So, syempre, habang tumatagal ka doon sa parking space, mas nagmamahal yung binabayaran mong fee. So usually makikita natin yon doon sa mga private na parking spaces, no, mga garage. Wala kang choice kundi mag-park doon sa kanila kasi yun yung may available na space. So may nasubukan akong ganong parking facility sa sa may PACC malapit, no. Tapat ata yun ng CCP complex, yung may mang inasal na ano na building and katabing Jollibee yon. So yung parking facility doon ganun siya. May rate na initial for 3 hours, then may additional na cost per hour. Ayan. So, syempre, ito kung may sasakyan kayo, isa dapat sa mga concern natin is kung meron bang parking area na mapag-iiwanan ng mga sasakyan natin. Kasi hindi naman nga natin siya pwedeng ibulsa ang sasakyan, ang laki-laki niya. Yan. So, i-check muna natin yung parking facility kung merong available. And then, kung may available naman, we have also to check yung payment, yung parking fees. Yan. Kasi before, ano pag may available lang na parking facility, so grab na yung opportunity. So, pero kailangan i-check yung yung parking fee kasi baka mamaya hindi afford kapag bayaran na. So, magkaka-problem yung kapag ganun. Yeah, so check nyo yun. Next, other restrictions o if merong near na loading and unloading zones and bus stops dun sa parking facility. Yan. And the probable degree of permanency para to sa improvement or additional na construction of the parking facilities. Yan. Kung tinatanong yung mga, lalo na yung mga private-owned na parking spaces or parking facilities, kung gaano ba katagal pa yung iaalat nila for this business na parking space. So next method is the collection of parking data. Yan. So yung accumulation data, ito yung pagbibilang nung number of vehicles na nakapark per hour. So, sa mga parking spaces, madali na makuha tong parking accumulation kasi 'di ba may entry points na tayo. So, nare-record yung time ng in and out ng mga vehicles. So, automatic siya din nakukuha. Next is the turnover and duration. So yung turnover, kung nako-compute siya, nagamit yung formula na to, number of different vehicles parked divided by the number of parking spaces. So yung parking spaces, bibilangin lang naman natin no, kung ilan yung available na na space doon sa facility. Then yung number of parked na vehicles naman, ito yung demand. I mean, mali. Yung parking volume pala. So, yung parking volume. Yan. Next is the parking demand. Yan. So, ang parking demand, ito yung inaalam natin, ilan ba yung mga possible na vehicles yung pwedeng pumunta doon sa location para mag-park. So, usually nakukuha natin to by interview. Well, ang content ng interview is the origin ng trip, purpose ng trip, and saan possible pumunta after mag-park doon sa location. Yan. So, isa din yung parking demand guys doon sa kino-consider natin doon sa susunod na topic which is the travel demand forecasting. So, included doon sa mga questionnaires yung about the parking spaces or facilities. So, yun naman yung next natin na i-work out na after this lecture. Yung mga paggawa ng mga questionnaires. And yun, yung other, ano pa, mga concerns no, about that lecture. Yan. And that's it naman. Sa pala tayo for our lecture. So, na-discuss natin both the parking studies and the travel time and delay studies.